And for our mindfulness meditation, let me invite you, as always, just to be still. Find a nice, comfortable position for your body and just allow yourself to be as comfortably still as feels good and right to you. Perfect stillness is not necessary. Just let your body be as comfortably still as it needs and wants to be. Let your eyes close and your mind remain awake. Let your body breathe, finding its own breath rhythm with your lips together, breathing in and out through your nose, your stomach area rising and falling gently as your body breathes all by itself. In your stillness, with your breath, with your eyes closed and your mind awake, you are relaxing. All three aspects of yourself, your thoughts, your emotions, and your physical body, all relaxing together at different speeds, all moving towards perfect health and perfect happiness. You can actually feel the peaceful, calm feelings arising in your heart and in your core, inside your stomach area, as your body relaxes and the gaps of silence grows longer between your thoughts. The intention for this meditation is to explore and understand the art and the power of saying sorry, apologies, and saying sorry. There is a powerful way of using this ancient activity to bring relationships closer together, to uplift emotion inside your own body and in others, as you practice the mindful art of apology. Okay, now let me invite you first of all to think back, to travel back through the timeline of your life to some place recently where you made a mistake, you said the wrong thing or did the wrong thing, something small, something insignificant, nothing life-changing or life-shattering. Just remember back, what did you say? What did you do that was wrong? See if you can remember. If you can't remember a specific incident, not a problem. You know yourself well enough to know the sort of things that you say that or do that don't go down too well with others. And as a human being, you also know that at times life events from your past, the memories of those events come up into your mind, and circumstances remind you of those events, and you find yourself saying and doing things quite automatically that you wouldn't have chosen to do or say consciously or deliberately. Sometimes words just come out of our mouths very automatically, very spontaneously. We all know this. And sometimes even we do things spontaneously and automatically without conscious awareness. And we also all do this as well. Such is the nature of human growth, human being a human, learning and growing each day, growing in awareness and self-knowledge. Now, as human beings work in patterns, you have probably noticed already that there's something that you do or say on a fairly regular basis that doesn't go down well with others, and perhaps doesn't even go down well with yourself. Bring this to mind. And now let me offer you a question. Where did that behavior come from? What happened in your life that sits as a memory inside your memory banks that occasionally, or perhaps even often, gets triggered up quite automatically, and you find yourself acting in a way that you would rather not? Okay, you've probably already linked that behavior with a memory. You can see where it comes from. And even if you can't, that's okay, because your wisdom and your intelligence tells you that saying harsh words or doing things that displeases others is something that you do not wish to do anyway, whether you can link it to a memory or not. It's something you would wish to have control of and choice over consciously and deliberately. So, now let me invite you to use your imagination. We're going to have an imaginary experience of apologizing in a mindful and empowered way to someone else who also understands mindful, empowered apology. Okay, so there you are. You're in front of this person, a person who you've offended and you've wronged in some way. And with a sincere voice and a sincere heart, you say the words very simply, I am sorry. I am sorry for saying or doing that thing that I did. It was automatic. It just came out of my mouth, or I just found myself doing it. Because, and that word because is very important. The word because begins the explanation. You're now explaining why you said or did that thing. The other person's listening with intent ears because they too understand the power of mindful apology. So they're listening intently and they want to know why you said those words or did that thing. They're interested, genuinely interested. They understand the idea, the concept, the experience of being a human being and having automatic behaviors. So they too can empathize from their own experience. So you use the word because. And now, using your inner voice, hear yourself explain to the best of your ability, because that is always good enough. Explain to the other person, to the best of your awareness, why you did or said that thing. Take a moment to hear yourself say it. Watch the person's face. Watch how they're receiving it. See their empathy. Watch them listening. Just quietly listening. Interested in your explanation. Now, as your explanation and your apology comes to an end, notice how you're feeling. What does it feel like inside your body to sincerely say the words, I am sorry, in a meaningful way? And then to explain your actions with wisdom and self-awareness. How does that feel? It's very empowering. Now, the other person has listened to your words of sorrow, words of regret and sadness, and she or he can hear and see your sincerity. So before we get on to the explanation part, how is the other person appearing to you? This other person seeing your honesty and your integrity and the genuine feeling of sadness as you say, I'm sorry. Remembering always that they too understand the nature and the power of a mindful apology. Okay, and now notice the feeling you have as a result of you explaining yourself to another person, describing in words the process of maybe a memory from the past coming up, maybe a pattern that you've noticed within yourself, maybe something you are working on very consciously. You've entered into a state of self-awareness in order to create and become the author of the explanation, and now you're expressing it outwards to someone else, explaining it to another, sharing it, sharing yourself, your innermost workings with another human being. A great act of intimacy, an act of bonding and intimacy. The other person's listening. How does that feel, to be listened to be understood, to be empathized with, and even to be supported as you engage in the self-awareness experience of personal evolution? It feels good. It feels right. It feels strong. And now the apology is over. The other person is now offering you forgiveness. Forgiveness is the act of returning back into a state of well-being, warm, loving friendship, kindness, mutual appreciation. As you are forgiven, it is acknowledged that it's okay to make mistakes. Doesn't mean you're bad or unloving. Especially now you've explained why you acted the way you acted and expressed your feeling of sadness about those actions. So from what was a problem, something negative happening in your life, you've now turned it around, converted it into a solution that bonds and deepens intimacy, love, and togetherness. A mindful apology is truly a deeply powerful power tool that creates positivity, love, togetherness, and well-being for all. And as we arrive very gently and very slowly at the end of our mindfulness meditation, let me invite you to notice the light coming in through your eyelids, the feeling of your body weight resting, the solid ground underneath your feet. And when you're ready, simply open your eyes and notice how good you feel.